It's over to Arsenal now. That's it. Point blank. No messing around. No funny business. It's over to Arsenal. Their job is to now respond and reapply the pressure to Manchester City. Because we find ourselves in, and by the way, like, share, subscribe, get that done. We find ourselves in a really unique position. Now, I don't know the answer to what I'm about to state because I cannot be bothered to do the research. Somebody can use... Is there like a deeper research thing you can do on the AI tool? Somebody can do this. I wouldn't do it manually. I'd let AI do it. But I don't remember the last time we were in a situation like this where both teams in the title race have it in their hands. And I've seen City fans go, it's in our hands. If we win all our games, we win the league. That's a fact. If Arsenal win all of their games, they win the league. It's a fact. It feels a really unique proposition. And maybe it feels a little more unique because we're talking about it. But I don't remember the last time a title race was in this situation. Probably the Liverpool City clash where it was like 98 and 97 points respectively. Maybe that one. But you have to go back and look at the maths in it. It's in a really, really beautiful poised position. It really is. And as much as I don't want City winning it, I've never written them off fully this season. I've always said it would go down to the wire. And I was a little bit miffed that anybody thought it was going to be easy. And one of the biggest reasons it isn't going to be easy is because of nights like tonight. Newcastle don't have a great away record, but let's not pretend that was an easy game for City. Of course it wasn't, because there's lots of very hard teams in the Premier League. The Premier League is currently, I feel the last 2 to 3 seasons, we're really starting to see the Premier League get back to its peak levels that we witnessed in the 2000s. The 2000s were the ultimate level of the Premier League. And the barometer I use is actually outside of the Premier League. It's European football. Back then, we know how strong the Italians were. The Spanish are always strong. The German teams are strong. But England in that period had such a great record in Europe. Such a great record. Even including the likes of Fulham getting to finals. Middlesbrough getting to finals. But you saw in the Champions League, and this is always an important point to remember, from about 04, 05 until around 2010, if you predicted any one of Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea or Liverpool to win the league, nobody went, you're weird. No way. That's stupid. And we're starting to get that way with the Premier League again. You look at it this year, maybe if you predict Newcastle or Spurs to win the Champions League, people will go, don't think so. But it is not beyond the realms of possibility that City, Arsenal, Liverpool or Chelsea win it this year. Of course, there's some very good European teams as well that are in that mix. But it's hard to win Premier League games, as it was in the 2000s. We're very strong, very well represented on the European level. And that is why I felt it was very disrespectful from some Arsenal fans to suggest that it's going to be a cakewalk, it's going to be easy, even with City struggling at the time, because it's such a hard league to win in. Such a hard league to win in. And that's why City's victory tonight is huge, but it's now about Arsenal. What can they do? How do they respond? Because there was a meltdown this week, which I was having a conversation with some Arsenal fans about this today in one of my group chats, and saying, look, I don't think this is aimed at all Arsenal fans, but I think that the level of negativity coming from some supporters, and I don't mean the usual suspects, the guys that are negative every day, I don't think that actually would impact a dressing room anymore. Because it's just like, oh, I'll give you an example on this. I had a boss once, and he was great. His name was Tony. I'm not going to tell you his surname. Just not going to. West Ham fan, great guy. But he rarely got angry. He rarely got angry at anyone. And then one day, he pulled me and another guy aside. And he said, all right, I from my mouth. And he said that I'm going to bollock the team this morning. But just to know, it isn't really aimed at you two, because you two have done a good job, but you've got to be there. So he kind of gave us a heads up. And he went in. I quite enjoyed it, because I knew it weren't about me. I was watching everyone's faces, get a bit worried, a bit nervous. And it was great. And the whole room went silent. Everyone listened. It had a great reaction. And it wasn't until I got a little bit older and a little bit more experienced, I realised why him raising his voice and sort of being angry in that moment worked so well is because he rarely did it. He was a very happy-go-lucky, very laid-back person, very respectful person, very fair, kind, and considerate. So everyone knew, wow, we must really have messed up for Tony to be like that. And I do believe we as fans impact how our clubs behave and perform. I think we can be overconfident. I think we can be too negative. I think we can be too nervous. I think we could also support brilliantly and do what our job title is, support our team. There's a reason that teams win more of their home games typically than away games, because it isn't because you know the pitch better. I always find that a weird thing, because most pitches are pretty much the same size. It's because of the support you have and the boost that gives the home team and the pressure that puts on the away team. It's as simple as that. It's just obvious. And I've always believed this, and social media has just meant a larger group of fans can impact their team. So I don't think the guys that are negative every day impact Arsenal in any way anymore. Why? Because that negativity is always there. It's become the norm. I think what can impact them is when they suddenly see people that have been quite supportive, suddenly, oh, it's done, it's over, it's finished. Oh, no, I'm panicking. I think that can hurt you. But what I found very intriguing in the last... Thank you for suggesting. I was reading the comment there, so I'm correct. I am on this because it's been studied. It's not. By the way, it's not a me opinion. It's a proven element. We lose. Have you ever had any of you had a parent? You don't have to admit this in the comments. You might have had a mum or a dad that shouted a lot, and it got to a point where like, well, they always shout. So whether I'm late home by a minute or whether I've just burnt the house down, they shout at me. It loses its effect. And I think that's really important. But that all being said, I saw a lot of tweets today from Arsenal fans. All right, enough of the wallowing. We go again. Let's go. I'm behind the team. I've seen the players talk about they have to win the North London derby. It's non-negotiable type language. And I'm excited for it. And I think City winning tonight, as much as I didn't want them to do it, from a title race perspective, it's so exciting. Because every single one of you watching, everyone who's going to watch this back, the thousands of you that will do that, everyone's tuning in tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. And I can't wait to see the response. Now, you all know who I want to win, right? You all know who I want to win tomorrow. Of course I want Arsenal to win. I don't need to explain why. It's obvious. Absolutely obvious on every level. My dad had a go at me for that. My dad's Tottenham, but I did say, Dad, you go. He laughed at my brothers when Leyton Orient lost the player final last year. He laughed at me because they beat us in a cup final. So I'm like, Dad, before you die, I want to see you get relegated again, old man. By the way, if you know me and my family, that's our humour. You know, my family on my grandmother's funeral, God rest her soul, miss you a lot. We spent half the day laughing and people couldn't understand it. And it's because my nan had the most sickeningly bad sense of humour and we're just like that. So that's the way we talk to each other. That's the way we are. No one gets offended. Like, we're quite horrible to each other at times. And some, like, new people join our family, partners, and they're like, oh, I can't believe it. Like, I won't even say what I said because the jokes are quite extreme. I wish I could tell you, but I'm genuinely, I don't want to get cancelled. And, well, I don't even think it's that bad. Anyway, right? We're horrible to each other, but in a very loving way. And that's how we are. So I'm like, yeah, Dad, I don't know how many years you got left, but it'd be great to see you experience relegation. That being said, Orient are on their way down in League One as well. So my brothers aren't really joining in with me. But look, it's going to be massive tomorrow. Can Arsenal respond? Will they respond? My personal feeling is they will win tomorrow. I do think they will win because I think this title race is going down to the final day of the season. Give me your thoughts. Give me your opinions. Can't wait to read as many of them back as possible. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's do this.